so here we've got the Plough demonstration with roughly what's going on. This has just got a real basic relay system on it. So we've got the Nano, just connected with USB. We've got 4 relays, an up and a down and an in and an out. We've got 2 switches for enabling, one enables auto lift and one enables auto width. And then we've got the width sensor, which is just a cheap wheel angle sensor. And then we're just connected with the machine module. Just really simple. Here we've got the Plough width and what it's up to, what the controller's up to. So if I move the sensor, you see the width moves. So we can tell what's going on. And if we go to settings and go to hitch settings, we've modified this a little bit. So we've got enable auto control. We've got our standard, our AB lines I've set at 3 meters, so we'll just make our standard working width 3 meters as well. We've got our lower time, how long we're going to hold the down relay for and how long we're going to hold the up relay for. And this is our calibration. So we move our Plough to our minimum, not to the minimum the Plough will go to, but the minimum cut we want to take. So say we don't want to go under 250, so we'll move the Plough to 250. So we're going to measure it with a tape measure for the ground it ploughs and say it's ploughing 250, but it says here 215, but we measure with a tape measure 250. So we type in 250, tick, and we go cow minimum. And then we push the Plough out to our widest cutting width, depending on how much horsepower we've got, and say we don't want to go past about there, and we measure it with a tape measure and it says 450, say. So we type in 450 and go cal max, and now see our sensor works between 250 and 450. So that's our sensor calibrated, and everything here should be tickety-boo. We go tick. It says auto switch off, so we'll turn our switches on because we want automatic control, and it says minus, oh, and it's pushing the minus relay. So we'll just move the Plough a bit skinnier. I can't remember what I typed in there. Keep going minus, minus, minus. Oh, hold, stop. Oh, I must have typed in 3 meters. So if it's, I've given it 5 centimeters. Either side is near enough for us. We don't need it millimeter straight. That's about that. So if we see we're on the line now, so if we just shift the AB line across that way, say, so now we've ploughed this area, so we're working on that side of the line, so our Plough needs to come a bit skinnier. Oh, and it says plus, and we're trying to write plus, so that's no good. So we've got 2 options. We can either flip the AB line, see now it's trying to go minus, or if we don't want to flip the AB line, we go to the settings again, we go to here and we use this, swap ploughing direction, and go save and send, tick, and now we're on that side and it says minus, so we push it minus, oh, we're holding, oh, but plus it a little bit. Where are we trying to go? Oh, we're going about 280, yep, so we target's 3 meters and we're sitting 20 centimeters under because we're 20 centimeters here, so that's good. We can shuffle that back to on the line. Oh, and it's saying go a bit wider. It's alright because we're back on the line now. So that's alright, we'll get moving. And we'll turn around because we're going to cut this whole run. We'll just turn auto U-turn on for the simulator, but when you're driving by hand you'll just be sitting in the furrow probably, and you won't have auto turn on, you'll just turn around by hand. And see, we've got the green steering wheel on, but we don't have the steering switch on the tractor, we're just following the line. I'll hurry up a little bit. Right, now we're down this end. The headland's a little bit tight, we probably have a little bit more room normally, but this is just a simulator example. So we've ploughed all the way down here, and we're going to turn around and it lifts the hitch up and drops it down. It's obviously pushing it in and out because my headland's a bit small. Now we'll drop back into the furrow and we go down here a little bit and we stop the tractor, and for example, say we drop back into the furrow and we're 20 centimetres off. Oh bugger, I didn't quite measure that right. So instead of fluffing around and recalibrating, and you know, farmers always got work to do, not piss around with settings and all that rubbish. So we look at the line and we go, oh, I'm not quite on the line. The line's to the right. So that means, what does that mean? I didn't cut wide enough. I should have cut a bit more, because then the tractor will be over a bit more. So we go into settings, we open up this, we go to this, and our standard cutting width, we'll just make that, just cut 20 centimetres wider. Tick, tick, tick. So now, if we go, make that 0 again, and now it says plus. Well, it won't be plus, will it? Because we'll be, it's a bit hard to do this in the simulator, but that will actually be 20 centimetres off, because we're not steering, but the simulator I have to be steering unless I use the other simulator, but that's alright. So then it'll go plus, and it'll push out to the 20 centimetres we didn't do last time, plus 20 centimetres for this time. So we're cutting 40 centimetres wider this run, but then when we get down the other end and turn around, we'll be back on 0, and the whole time we'll be cutting at 320 centimetres, and that's just how we quickly do it. Or I don't know, and then all of a sudden you think, oh, I'm running out of time, we'll just cut a bit wider, so we bump the AB line to 310 and we'll just bump the plough to another 10 on top of that. But that's the gist of it. We can make another video with it working on the plough too. It's a lot sort of better how it works, but this is basically just the settings. Calibrating the sensor, turning it on, changing direction if our plus and our minus is around the wrong way, our cutting width, and just if we're using relays we use this. If we're using the can we don't, we set all this stuff in the tractor. That's the gist of it really.